to one of our top stories. Planned job cuts at Telkom have shocked trade union solidarity. About 3,000 people will be affected. But for more, I'm joined by Morne Malan, a senior researcher from the Solidarity Research Institute. Now, Morne, thank you so much for your time. Just your perspective on an estimated 3,000 jobs that will be cut. Now, this, of course, Telkom saying is due to tough economic times.
Yes, well, we acknowledge that there has been pressure with regard to profitability and with regard to their share price. We do, however, believe that retrenchment should always be a last resort and not a first port of call. And we don't believe that there has to be an adversarial relationship between management or between an employer and employees, but when employers continuously move to simply cut employees as opposed to looking at other solutions, then it necessitates such an approach.
And also, I mean, just what do you think could have been a contingency plan, of course, ahead of them announcing these job cuts? I mean, I had a conversation with the spokesperson and asked, couldn't they have foreseen that this would have happened? And if so, what could they have done? What do you think they could have done to avoid this?
Well, exactly. I think at the moment we do see that this has been building up for quite some time from last year. Now, what we're proposing is, as opposed to simply retrenching all these workers, leaving them without jobs in a very tough economic environment, a very tough labour market, why not? And that is why we wrote a letter to the CEO earlier today, requesting a moratorium on these retrenchments so that we can first engage, so that we can have meetings, so that we can look at a different approach, something which involves reskilling employees rather than simply retrenching them. If they say they are restructuring to move into a new role, there's no reason why the current employees can't be educated, can't be trained to fit into the new role, as opposed to just simply leaving them out in the cold.
Well, at this stage, it seems that the matter has escalated to, the CCMA also being involved. We also know various other unions are in consultation right now with Telkom. What do you foresee to happen next?
Well, at the moment, we are waiting with regard to our specific enterprise, with regard to what we're trying to accomplish. We are waiting for feedback from the CEO, from Sipho Maseko, as well as the EXCO team. We're hoping to arrange a meeting, and we're hoping to engage with regard to what can be done from the perspective of mutual beneficiation. I mean, there's no reason why workers and the employer can't benefit from an agreement rather than having to resort to courts.
All right, then, Morne, thank you so much for your time. Morne Malan joining us right here from the Solidarity Research Institute.